Countdown early, my goodness. I wonder how that's going to look. Huh. Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic Dino action. Hopefully, it should be pretty fantastic. Culling Ritual, as you see there. And you may have seen last night, it was pretty rough with aggressive things. Painful. Boros Convoke, and just other aggressive things in general are... It is rough, I must say. But Culling Ritual, it should do the trick. I'll explain all about it for anybody that isn't quite familiar. If you can make it work, I think it makes absolute sense. It might be the best option for this particular effect. Once I get it turned off. Oh, there we go. Good. Shrink myself down a wee bit. It seems all right. Good to go. Oh my. Way below the power and toughness. Okay. Fired up. Culling Ritual. And as you can see, that seems a little bit crazy. Starting off with Culling Ritual. For 2, a black and a green, we destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. We add a black or a green for... a black or a green for each permanent destroyed this way. Oh my goodness. Pardon me, I need some more coffee. Alright, so what does this help against? Boros Convoke. Check. All the tokens, all the creatures 2 or less. Those creatures that have a mana value of 1 that keep getting counters put on them. I forget, the one I faced last night. We might face it again if we face that same opponent, but Merfolk, Insidious Roots combo, getting the cat out of the graveyard, the cat oven combo, making a bunch of plants, done. Those tokens, it doesn't matter how many counters are on the plant, and Insidious Roots itself is a mana value of 2. It's a mana value of 2, so Culling Ritual takes it out, and the ovens and mono red, Boros, elves, goblins, spirits, maybe, if they don't have a counter spell. Rakdos. Sometimes this can be a little bit painful against Rakdos if it is a more aggressive variation with Inti, Blood Tithe Harvester, blood tokens, treasures, goblin, the goblin token there. You name it. And starting out with it, because I do expect to face those decks a fair bit. I switched Blossoming Tortoise. Now, does that make a whole lot of sense? I think it's a pretty reasonable thing. Blossoming Tortoise, I don't always need it, and I keep running into that scenario. It is very helpful, but sometimes I will play the Blossoming Tortoise and it will mill cards and it won't even get anything. It won't be a land in the 3 that Blossoming mills when it enters or attacks. It's very painful. Oftentimes it has milled good creatures instead. It does reduce the activation cost of Castle Garenbrig, but sometimes I don't even have Castle. So the case for Blossoming, the worst case scenario is like absolutely terrible. Mill some good stuff. It might be a Tyrranax Rex, a Regisaur Alpha, and maybe a Ghalta Primal Hunger. You mill all that, you don't ever get it back, and you don't have a castle to go with Blossoming Tortoise's ability, and you pay 4 to do nothing. Pay 4 to mill 3 cards and get a 3/3. Again, it's not often that happens, but it's kind of feeling like maybe it happens a little bit too often, at least for my liking. But we'll start with Culling Ritual. That can make mana, kind of how Blossoming Tortoise can accelerate out. It's not completely different. It's kind of similar, and we could destroy enough non-land permanents that we make 6 green, possibly 7 depending on the deck. We could just play a Carnage Tyrant or a Tyrranax Rex right afterwards, possibly Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. You never know. Lots of treasures, blood tokens, little creatures, that would be extra satisfying. But certainly Blossoming Tortoise, it's nice sometimes but it doesn't really help against anything specific. Culling Ritual, game 1. I want to try and take him down game 1 because that's going to make all the difference. But otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. Arboreal Grazer, as always. And this is a creature that, well, it's a non-land permanent with a mana value 2 or less. So it would actually get us some more mana when and if we destroy all those non-land permanents. So it could be pretty good. Accelerating out, getting an extra land to play the Culling Ritual sooner to make more mana because it's gone. Oh, I think it's going to be lovely. Otherwise, everything is pretty consistent. Still, I am sprinkling somebody in. The Timberland Ancient from March of the Machine. Aftermath? March of the Machine? I don't know. I lose track with those Phyrexian sets. I'm pretty sure this is March of the Machine. It's kind of like the Nurturing Bristleback, and maybe in some cases this is better because it has that forest cycling ability. Looking through my library, grabbing a land with a forest type. It does have reach and trample, which could be, a little bit better. 6/5 compared to a 5/5 and a 3/3, although this does cost 6, which could be kind of nice. Something that I could play with Castle Garenbrig's ability to tap 2, pay 2 and 2 green, tap it to make 6. That could be pretty good, but just a 5th way to be able to search for a land that is a forest type. And speaking of forest types, to get my black source, Underground Mortuary. I was thinking about Zayator's Proving Ground, a couple other choices, but that seems like pretty much the best one. I don't need much red sources whatsoever, so I would imagine this is probably a little bit better than Zayator's Proving Ground. I like the Surveil, I like putting stuff in the graveyard. If I do have Blossoming Tortoise, of course, this is going to stay in if I take Culling Ritual out. It's not like it hurts anything if I play it. It gives me a black and a green. That's fine. Green is the most important for sure in this deck. I think it's going to go great. Back to nature. I have faced 5-color Fires of Invention, Enigmatic Incarnation today, actually, once, but I just wanted that ability to destroy all enchantments. I feel like it could be creeping up a little bit. Roiling Vortex for, well, life gain, Quintorius combo. I'm feeling like it might be all right. We'll see. I do only have Stomping Ground and Sunken Citadel as the potential sources of red. Yeah. I don't know. Of course, I could have something that stopped life gain that maybe didn't hurt Quintorius. I could have removal for Quintorius or that Trumpeting Carnosaur. We'll see. But it can bring the pain quite a bit, that's for sure. And up the beanstalk. Do I need up the beanstalk? That is... Oh, wait. I did it again. I clicked up the beanstalk. Get back in there. I want all 4 copies. Seems pretty good. Should be good. Bring it in against control. I don't need Culling Ritual. That goes out. Beanstalk comes in. Quite straightforward right there. A lot of straightforward stuff. It's going to be pretty clear if I don't need that Culling Ritual. Switch things out. Oh, we'll be off to the races of Dino domination. Oh, no, that's not going to work. A Cavern of Souls and an Arboreal Grazer. No. Okay, it's a bit better. I am happy that I'm seeing the Timberland Ancient and Nurturing Bristleback. 100%, that's... Oh man, it's still glitched. I can't quite grab Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant. Okay. Oh, all right, that took far too long. My goodness. Yeah. I'll probably do, maybe Timberland Ancient. I think I could default if I see this and Nurturing Bristleback, just simply because it does cost 7. Now I have the option of 2 different forest cycling cards. I might as well choose to keep the one that is cheaper, because I might be able to play it a little bit easier. Although if I can make 6 green, I'm playing Carnage Tyrant, so that might not matter. At the very least, I have 3. I should have 4. With, okay. Rakdos Sacrifice. Oh boy, I wish I had something that would help against it. We got our source of black there pretty consistently. Either I see Sylvan Scrying to grab Underground Mortuary, I see Nurturing Bristleback, or the Timberland Ancient to grab it. So that's 9 so far. 9 things. Plus I could just see Underground Mortuary straight up. So 13, 9, 11. Very good, very good. Or Commune and digs for it as well. We're set. Hopefully it's not Timberland Ancient. I think it might be. Probably. They don't want me to have lands, I would imagine. It's gotta be. Or they're scared of Carnage now. Okay. Interesting. I would have done the Timberland Ancient. You gotta slow me down. Stop me. Absolutely. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I'm just gonna force cycle it. I have to use 2 mana at some point. Might as well. Castle Garenbrig, you can do it. Or a Sunken Citadel. Oh, Arboreal Grazer. I think I kind of like that. I don't need it quite yet, but it's a pretty decent body. Something to just get it down. Oh, vampires though. Well, that could be rough. Oh, at least it's not Ghalta and Mavrin. This is not sacrifice, unfortunately. This could be a little bit rough. Oh, I don't need Tyrranax Rex. That's for sure. I'm a little bit worried sometimes whenever I see Sorin, Imperious Bloodlord, Ghalta and Mavrin put onto the battlefield with the -3, because Ghalta and Mavrin is a dinosaur vampire. That thing is big, and I still have not used it in Dinosaur Tribal, which is one day I'm going to use it. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I'll stop myself from taking 4 versus the 2 damage from the Voldaren Epicure. Hope I get a Castle Garenbrig or a Sylvan Scrying to grab a castle. It's going to be a little bit dicey. Or potentially Culling Ritual. A lot of things could be quite nice indeed. Now I do make 5. That is a little unfortunate. But we pretty much have to do that now? Well, yeah. I can wait. Maybe. If only the Arboreal Grazer was alive, I would be able to make 6, taking out both Voldaren Epicures. Both. But yeah, no, I'm just going to do it. I think we have to. So close to Carnage Tyrant. That's a pretty fantastic thing. Sweep a bunch of stuff and then possibly get to play somebody else big afterwards. Oh boy. That's not going to be fun. Champion of Dusk. Pretty powerful, getting the counter on it. Lifelink and Death Touch. Bigger and bigger each turn. Not a pretty sight. Ooh, that is not a pretty sight, and that is going to do it, unfortunately. There's nothing much happened there, but definitely keeping Culling Ritual. 100%. I could maybe bring it up the Beanstalk. I don't think they have shielded the Apocalypse. It could be a very real possibility, though. Timberland Ancient, get that out of there. Right, I like the looks of that. Again, Culling Ritual, lovely potential to make a ton of mana. And we'll get there, Oh, there's going to be a few instances, I bet, tonight. 1 or 2, where Culling Ritual just makes so much boatloads of mana. I may be maybe I don't have to put too much out. As long as I take out everything, I play some big creature, it's going to be pretty hard for the opponent to recover. Oftentimes, it might just be a sweeper that simply takes everybody out and you don't get mana from it. Culling Ritual is a pretty unique effect, that's for sure. But I also forgot to mention, Izzet artifacts. It is a pain, but with Culling Ritual, taking out all their little enchantments, everything, we're good. I'm just excited to maybe face Boros Convoke, which is pretty crazy because it is quite painful. I want them to pop off. If we hit it at the right time, I could really see myself making 8 mana, especially if I get that Arboreal Grazer out. Wonder what they're thinking about. They know what I'm doing. Maybe they're taking out perhaps some general stuff, and then they're bringing in all the removal, all they possibly can to give themselves the best chance possible. Ooh, it's gonna be nasty for them, hopefully. Perfect. Look at that. Absolutely lovely stuff right there. Sylvan Scrying, Commune, Nurturing Bristleback, one of those 12, or another land. We're looking good. Getting that Carnage Tyrant. Speaking of Nurturing Bristleback, oh, hopefully they don't dot seize it away. But they didn't take, okay. That's alright by me, absolutely. Yeah, it's got to be Bristleback. We want to eventually get to Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant and Tyrranax Rex and all those good things, so Underground Mortuary, big time. But I must say, it is nice to have forests, be able to have a Castle Garenbrig enter untapped no matter what. But the Grazer next turn, that could be a little game changing, perhaps. I would imagine Carnage to okay, Palani's Hatcher, fine by me. You're going to be staring down a Carnage Tyrant. They may not be aware of what potentially could happen. Although I am tempted to go Grazer. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Just to get some extra lands down. Possibly Ghalta next turn. We got a creature to block. Maybe I draw out some removal. Hopefully they don't have Field of Ruin though. Ooh. But if I draw a land that enters untapped, we will be able to play you-know-who. And they may just pack it in right there. Take 4. You know what? I'm going to take it. Just in case I get Culling Ritual, if it makes more sense to maybe do it next turn. Okay, well, that is not the case. But at least it is the good old Tyrranax Rex. Yeah. Surprise. Oh, lovely. Yeah, 5 lands. And I made 7. There you go. Oh boy. Really, if they had kept Palani's Hatcher, that would have been better, because I would have had a harder time making it. I couldn't have made it with the lands that I have right now, which is crazy. It is going to be a little bit rough. Maybe getting that red source for Palani's. I would imagine it's going to be Cavern of Souls, and oh my goodness, it's taken them a while to figure out how that happened. Yes, okay. There you go. Hopefully no fatal push on Arboreal Grazer. It would be nice to actually use it to block. Either it blocked the previous turn or it blocks this turn and does similar things. Playing poke, pray. Okay, I will pray for you, JDX. Good luck. Maybe I'll have to join, and maybe we'll face each other, and then I'll give you some wins. Although my mono green Heracross deck, that is that's something. That's a doozy. I did see there was a new set coming out. Oh, excuse me. Huh. Maybe I'm yawning because Magic is so boring. That's not the case, but Pokemon would be very, very exciting stuff. I might do a grass deck. Yeah. Green is my favorite color, and I love Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Trico. Maybe Trico. Probably if I had to choose, Trico would be my favorite. Okay, sounds good. You know what? I almost still want to take that damage because I think they might have Shieldred's Edict or Liliana of the Veil. We want to maintain our Arboreal Grazer. If we have to sacrifice a creature, Grazer is... Well, maybe Tyrranax Rex is gone. They have removal. Enough to pay the ward for, sadly. Hey, that's good. If it stomps some pretty fantastic decks, I believe you've told me about Roaring Moon and Charizard. Ooh. The dark Charizard, the dark version of it. It's a decent enough, yeah, it seems good. It's kind of like this, how I'm good against some of the top decks at the moment, Azorius and Izzet Phoenix. Other stuff I can do, fantastic potential. Well, hey, as long as you're having fun, really, that is the main thing. But I gotta try Pokemon again. Might be a mono fighting, a mono punch deck. Yeah, I like that. Marowak. That's a lot of cards. Oh my goodness. See you later, buddy. Smoked. Oh, I just wish I could see Tyrranax Rex, multiple Tyrranax Rexes every game. That's oftentimes, it seems to be the best thing I can do. Maybe you can increase the consistency. There are definitely ways to do that, to see it more, if it is so incredibly powerful. There's usually always ways, whatever game you're playing, Pokemon, this, and I always love that, trying to get it as consistent as humanly possible. Tyrranax Rex does the trick. Absolutely. We'll see if it does the trick again. Or if I see Culling Ritual, that would definitely help. Now I could potentially risk this, but they have Thoughtseize. If they go with that, they would get rid of Sylvan Scrying. I would hope to draw a second land by turn 2. And I have 2 chances to draw a second land by then. No, it's too risky. Okay. Perfect. Pretty much perfect. We don't have that source of black for Culling Ritual, but it's quite reasonable. Castle Garenbrig, Forest, Sylvan Scrying to get that source of black, if it makes sense to do so. If Sylvan Scrying isn't discarded with, you know what. Okay. And the Arboreal Grazer. Oh, this is tempting a bit. You know what? I'm going to go with Arboreal Grazer just because I have a bunch of lands in hand. Maybe if I only had one, I wouldn't do this. But I think it makes a lot of sense. We're definitely going to get ahead. Big time. They don't have too much crazy stuff. Maybe Arboreal Grazer draws out some sort of removal. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It would protect Palani's Hatcher or Regisaur Alpha, giving everybody haste, and it might come down to that. Or... Phew, okay. I was a little bit worried, I must admit. We might have been facing Ghalta and Mavrin. Ooh. But it's got to be what's got to be. The thing. Sunken Citadel. Get him. Now the question becomes, choose black? I still need 2. No, it's got to be green. It is a little unfortunate. Cavern of Souls potentially could have been a source of green. I could have used Sunken named black, then I would have gotten Culling Ritual Alpha with that. But they will be getting rid of Tyrranax Rex, unfortunately. We were about to play it next turn. That's too bad. Darn. It's Tyrranax Rex. It's got to be. They saw what I did last turn. Or last game. Oh boy. He's gone. Big time gone. Okay. They learned their lesson. Definitely. I didn't think I would get quite as fortunate as the last time. Maybe I draw Carnage Tyrant, or I draw a Commune, which would dig for Carnage Tyrant. After playing the second Cavern that I have, I would be able to drop it still, even after paying one. Ooh, that's okay. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, being hit constantly by that Blood Tithe Harvester. Culling Ritual not really taking out a whole lot, and we definitely, well, we don't want to right now, that's for sure. Would have been nice to take out Soren, though. Oh boy, oh, that's gonna do it. Watch it be another Culling Ritual. I'm just curious at this point what it's gonna be. That will not do it. Ooh. Painful. Kind of flooded there a little bit. I was almost in the range of hard casting Ghalta Primal Hunger. I've done that before with this Stampede Dinos list. Multiple Sunken Citadels, Castle Garenbrig. It was pretty funny. I don't know. I've probably only done that once or twice in all the years I've been playing. Just nuts. Maybe it's finally going to be Azorius Control. Hopefully. I haven't faced Azorius Control yet today, so I think I'm due for it. But pretty much perfect right there. Sunken Castle Cavern. Beautiful. Nurturing to grab the next land. Oh, a double Sunken. So the second one, we can choose black and we're set up for Culling Ritual. Maybe it's Merfolk. Hopefully it's Merfolk, because, well, we got a thing to take him down. Or it might be Simic Flash. Counters. This could be a little bit painful. But it does feel like it might be a deck with, well, small things, perhaps. Elementals. I think this could be Elementals. Oh, it's Fires of Invention. Huh. I must say, it is interesting seeing Fires of Invention again. Well, at the very least, Nurturing Bristleback. It's getting that Underground Mortuary. Set up for Castle Garenbrig next turn. We don't need a Stomping Ground at this point. Get into the graveyard. We absolutely don't need it. Maybe Culling Ritual next turn to take out Shigeki. Okay, to not take out Shigeki. I had tried that before, and I do kind of want to try it again. It's an early creature, has the potential to dig, revealing the top 4 cards of our library, and we may put a land from among them onto the battlefield. So just getting ahead, looking for that Sunken Citadel, the mixture of lands. Tameo, Collector of Tales. Well, I've actually used that, but okay, that's interesting. Do I want to take out Tameo? I kind of do. Well, I kind of can't. Really should have played Cavern of Souls, but hey, Carnage Tyrant, there we go. I'm so used to Underground Mortuary being the commercial district, which provides my source of red, I'm conditioned to more often having it and being able to play Palani's Hatcher whenever it makes sense to do so. Oh, we got some sort of combo-ish type thing. This is not looking too good. Oh yeah. Okay. Huh. Nothing you can do much about that. Alright. They copied a bunch of spells a bunch of times, and yeah, repeated reverberation, which was copied with Chandra, which copied itself, I think. Something like that. Either way, yeah, then she did her -X. Oh yes, it copies loyalty abilities. Well, we don't need Culling Ritual, that's for certain. Do I want Back to Nature? Because it is something that involves Fires of Invention, I might. But it seems like it's mostly just Fires of Invention. It's a very important thing, but I don't know. Maybe. Kind of like Blossoming Tortoise as well. Yeah, Blossoming Tortoise might be pretty important just to accelerate and get us to that Ghalta Stampede Tyrant a little bit easier and sooner. Where's that aggro when you need it? Where's the lands when you need it? Okay, perfect. From nothing to an absolutely beautiful starting hand. It couldn't be better. Certainly keeping Palani's Hatcher. Starting off with that mixture of 4 is, oh, it is a dream. And Arboreal Grazer. I mean, it's a very reasonable thing to assume we get a Commune, or we draw another land, or we get there. And getting another Grazer, I mean, it is pretty nice. Hopefully, I get to the 5th land next turn. I'm able to play Palani's, because at the moment I'm not able to do so. Or a Carnage Tyrant, that would be nice. Or something other than that. Oh boy. Which is also, it's pretty wacky. For anybody that hasn't experienced it, I can make 6 green, but I can't make 5. I can't make that source of red at the moment with that mixture for Palani's Hatcher. Ooh. Not great. Underground Mortuary, though, if they do something, if they go Fires of Invention, I don't know, that's tempting. Yeah, I gotta keep Tyrranax Rex. I love the possibility of playing it. If I knew there was a land underneath, maybe I'd set up to draw that land, be able to play Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant next turn with Palani's Hatcher, hit him for 15. Seems alright. Pretty good. Ooh. Oh boy. Getting a little bit out of control, certainly. But they can't play anything. They have discard effects, which, well, that's not a worry. We're good. Tyrranax Rex should be able to hit them. And if we draw land next turn, if they sweep or something, we'll be alright. I hope. Casualties of war, unfortunately. I do imagine that is happening. Taking out Castle Garenbrig plus Tyrranax Rex. They don't pay any mana for it, so certainly they can easily pay that ward cost. And, well, we won't be getting Ghalta down next turn. Hopefully Blossoming Tortoise, though. But it does remind me of a deck I faced today. It was a mono-red Ponza, destroying creatures, and yeah, no, that's too bad. We just have to pretty much hope that we draw a Castle Garenbrig. This is annoying. It was also annoying with that mono red deck destroying stuff again and again and again. Painful. Ooh. Not quite dead. At least I do get to play Palani's Hatcher. I'm pretty sure we're dead next turn with that repeated reverberation. Doubling all that damage, tripling, quadrupling. Maybe not. Okay, that's something. Ouch. As long as our Arboreal Grazer sticks around, we can use it to block the Colossal Sky Turtle, so we should be able to save ourselves, I think. Or not. Okay. Ouch. Hey, it's pretty good. It did the trick. Not much you can do in those scenarios. Where's aggro? Where's control? It's not the first time I faced Chandra making a ton of mana, copying a spell to deal damage and finish off the opponent. Perhaps that's going to start to creep up. It's pretty deadly stuff. Fires of Invention too. I should have brought in Back to Nature. We'll get them next time, though. Absolutely. Eventually, once tonight at least, it's going to be you know what.
Ruthless aggression.
Ooh, that's no, that's not good. One Cavern of Souls, not even a source of green for the Commune or Sylvan Scrying. That is quite a bit better. Definitely send. Well, maybe keep Tyrranax Rex. Yeah, I want to send Regisaur to the bottom. It is nice, but I might be able to play Carnage Tyrant on turn 4. Earlier than Tyrranax Rex, or earlier than Regisaur Alpha, I should say. But a good old Thoughtseize, it does the trick. We're losing Nurturing Bristleback or Commune with Dinosaurs. Absolutely. One of those two is gone. Probably Commune. Just because at the moment I can't go Nurturing Can't go Nurturing Bristleback, but sometimes I just draw another Sunken. And there we go. So we will get to 6 eventually for that Carnage Tyrant. Nurturing. Castle Garenbrig enters tapped all the time currently. So we search for that forest. Underground Mortuary? Maybe. But we do need that source of red. Maybe for Palani's. Stomping Ground is the way to go. Good stuff. I want to go to locals or just my friendly local game store at one point. Eventually I will. Maybe I'll play Pokemon. I think they have that as an offering, but worth a try. Oh, this opponent is dead. I just love it how this deck, everything can change in the blink of an eye. Probably kind of like Pokemon. I'm all up for it, even though maybe dinosaurs don't take as much as some stuff in Pokemon, but it's hard to compare. They are very different games. I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to really learning another game quite well, although I still absolutely love Magic, dinosaurs, all that good stuff. And it is good when we beat them up so fantastically. However, the question becomes, do I want to keep in Culling Ritual. I think we take it out. It's not a very aggressive deck. Blossoming Tortoise probably is going to feel quite a bit better, I would imagine. I'd be surprised if Blossoming didn't feel better than Culling Ritual, even though Culling Ritual could take out that Blood Tithe Harvester, a nice 3-2, all the blood tokens, treasures, Goblin, Inti. Oh, well, technically this can work. Question is, do I want to keep it? I think I risk it. Commune, Sunken. No, let's not risk it. No. Well, okay, that got infinitely better. Thank you. Maybe that's the theme of tonight. Don't keep that risky thing, mulligan, and boom, surprise. Oh, what you gonna do? Thought so easy, can't discard all the lands that I have. I'm gonna be able to make 6 with those 4 eventually. Hopefully I get a forest at some point. So the Castle Garenbrig enters untapped. We'll see. It's a very real possibility. I draw a Nurturing Bristleback, Sylvan Scrying, Commune to dig for a forest, any number of things. But hey, that's pretty good. You can't make me discard my ramp because it's all lands. Well, I can get rid of Blossoming Tortoise, but at the moment I wasn't even able to play Blossoming on turn 4 because I don't have a forest for any of the 3 Castle Garenbrigs. I think we'll be okay. Only taking 4 from the Reckoner Bankbuster. That's not too bad. Oh, duress. They paid 1 black to reveal my hand. Thumbs up. Oh, and the Sylvan Scrying. Literally perfect. Now the question becomes, Sunken Citadel. I'm kind of tempted to go with Sunken Citadel. I think we do it. We set up for a potential Ghalta. We choose red, so I can play Palani's Hatcher at some point, potentially. I can make 6, I can't make 7 next turn. But I think that could be the best bet at the moment. Again, I'm only at 16. We have a little bit of time. Maybe. Perhaps. Okay. Hey, at least they didn't play Shieldred the Apocalypse. Oh, okay.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you. Get him a body bag! Yeah!
Phew. Of course, we did get very fortunate. Sometimes you get absolutely fortunate. You keep a greedy hand and things work out. You mulligan and things get worse. Or you mulligan and things get absolutely amazing. Just having that package already able to make 6. Either I draw one of 13 things. Commune, Sylvan, Nurturing Bristleback, or that one Mossbeard Ancient. Or more lands along the way to make 7, 8 eventually. That's pretty good. Phew. Alright, Azorius Control coming up. Or just something very aggressive. I just want that super satisfying Culling Ritual taking out a whole swarm of stuff. Oh boy, maybe finally it is a dinosaur opponent. The mirror match I'm waiting for again and again. Nah, we're not keeping that. 1 forest, 1 Arboreal Grazer. Okay, so it continues the theme of the opening hand has 1 land and then I mulligan and it gets way better. That's a tough one. You know what? I think I send Sylvan Scrying to No, Culling Ritual. Let's play it safe. We don't know if it's an aggressive thing. There's a very real possibility that Culling Ritual would have been good to keep because it is the deck that I mentioned. Izzet artifacts. That is, well, it is unfortunate. That's just how it goes. All right, Culling Ritual coming up. Hopefully, there is 4 copies, so... Well, I know what I'm going to be keeping in game 2. I'm just glad they haven't cast Ensoul artifact on one of those map tokens. We would have been hit for 5. That's not pretty. Torch the tower. It's not the end of the world. They paid 1 red. They sacrificed one of their map tokens to take out the Grazer, which has already gotten its benefit. We've put an extra land out and we have multiple lands still, so we're going to continue to hit that and realize the absolutely lovely potential. Red? Yeah, red. We got our source of black with Underground Mortuary, so we're good. And they're tapped out, so I don't have to worry. We got Carnage Tyrant next turn, able to make 7, eventually 8. We would be able to get a Ghalta Stampede Tyrant at some point. Oh, okay. Get no Ensoul art. Oh, on the top. Phew. This is looking good for us, I think. A very strong position. Hopefully they don't counter Commune. Crossing my fingers. Tyrranax Rex, you can do it. Okay, that's all right. We got another Commune coming up, or I draw a Tyrranax Rex or another Carnage Tyrant. I'm perfectly fine with that. Ghalta is not gonna save you. Yeah, I like that. See what's on top. Well, I don't need Cavern of Souls anymore. I'm able to make 8, and that is great. Oh, watch them concede. Ooh. What are you going to do? You're not dealing 13 in 1 turn. That's not happening. Oh. I'm just happy to take them down. We'll get them. Do I want anything different? Certainly Blossoming Tortoise is good, but we got there pretty easily, pretty fantastically without it. So it continues with that point I mentioned at the start of tonight. Well, maybe it's not as necessary as I first thought. Still, absolutely Sylvan Scrying. Grab exactly what you need. It always does its thing. It's always good. It's always what you want. Of course, late game it might not do much of anything because you have enough mana with the mixture of lands. But that's kind of the same as Blossoming. You see it late, you probably don't need it. In a similar case to Sylvan, but starting off with something other than Culling Ritual, something for 4 or 3 that reduces. But I really should track how often Blossoming helps me and how often it hurts me, how often it just doesn't really do much. Yeah, there's always room for improvement. There's always room to try different stuff. Even if something works absolutely fantastically, like this hand, I make 7 with this mixture. Commune, definitely not grabbing a land. But hopefully Culling Ritual. Sunken Citadel, I am going to choose black just to get my source for that. I've got 2 other sources of green with the forest and the Stomping Ground. So Castle Garenbrig we still would be able to activate on turn 4 to make that 6 green. Definitely, I can't play Cavern of Souls. Actually, I'm going to move Cavern of Souls off to the side just so I don't accidentally do that. It's never fun. Well, try for the forest. See what we get. 6, 7. I think it's got to be another Cavern of Souls. Eventually, I might appreciate having counterspell protection. We saw some counterspells from the opponent the previous game. And maybe they brought in other counter spells from their sideboard to deal specifically with creatures as well. Cavern's going to be quite nice. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah, Culling Ritual at some point here. We're laughing. We take out Smuggler's Copter, Voldaren Epicure, the Blood Token. Shrapnel Blast not doing a whole lot for him at this point, but still, we might be alright. I hope. Okay, they got the Damping Sphere. That is a little bit unfortunate. Nurturing Bristleback, that's what we're getting. Hopefully it increases the chance of seeing Culling Ritual. Well, we don't need that. It does increase our chance of seeing it a bit, and Damping Sphere has a mana value of 2. If we see Culling Ritual next turn, boom, we get to take out Damping Sphere, which is hurting us, and well, now it won't. And Ensoul Artifact, really, we need Damping Sphere next turn. Otherwise we will die, unfortunately. Or we need Culling Ritual, I should say. You know what I'm saying. Culling Ritual, let's do it. Ooh, that's not Culling Ritual. Nuts. Well, I might mulligan a little bit aggressively for it. Hopefully I see it in my opening hand. But definitely, it's very consistent. Consistent enough for me to see that source of black. Either it's the Sunken or the Mortuary. Yeah, no. It's got to be consistent enough. Ooh. I got to keep it. Absolutely. 3 lands, 1 Sunken, 1 Castle, and 1 Forest. That's too good to pass up. With Arboreal Grazer putting Sunken out as the extra land, we could be seeing a very, very early Tyrranax Rex. One of the 2 that I have in my hand. That is... I gotta try it out. It could have been way, way worse. Maybe I get a Sylvan Scrying, Commune next turn, Nurturing Bristleback. Absolutely, that's what I want to be doing. Forest, Stomping Ground, maybe a Stomping Ground. You know what? Stomping Ground, just to get my source of red, possibly for Palani's Hatcher, and get another land to put Castle Garenbrig out. Now I can make 6, I could make 7. Next turn on turn 3. 7 on turn 3. Cross your fingers. That would give them a run for their money. Oh boy. Or Culling Ritual, which I may be kicking myself not having grabbed the Mortuary to make my source of black, but I didn't have a Culling Ritual in my hand. Certainly if that was the case, I 100% would have set up for it, but I just envision a Regisaur or a Palani's Hatcher at some point. I want to have that source of red with Stomping Ground and be able to play them. Huh. I guess they're stumbling in the land department a bit. Okay. I was thinking I would draw it. Darn, that would have been good. Maybe they went AFK because they're feeling kind of rough about their situation. They have 24 lands. I don't think they have 24 lands because it is a pretty low curve deck. Lots of stuff for 2 and 1. So they can probably get away with 22, I would imagine. Okay. All right. That's how it goes sometimes. I think at least one more match here. Yeah. Maybe. You know what? I think I'll pack it in. I got a bunch of stuff to do tonight, and I just want to maybe get a little bit better sleep. But I think that was good. Very positive overall. Culling Ritual. Didn't exactly see it. Of course, it is a small sample size, but just starting out with it, game one, that's the idea. Starting out with something that would help in so many matchups. Oh, does it make sense if I'm facing those matchups often enough? It certainly seems to be the case, but it wasn't quite as much aggro. It wasn't Izzet Phoenix or Azorius Control at all tonight, which I'm usually always surprised if I don't face one or the other. We'll see. Again, I might try trimming Blossoming Tortoise. Switched out with something that reduces the cost of creatures. Something like that. Mix and match legendary permanents that reduce the cost or add mana. That sort of thing. Stick with the theme of Blossoming Tortoise, powering out the big stuff and consistently making a ton of mana, or just having something that costs 6. More things that cost 6, because that was consistent, not consistent. Sometimes it just won't work out. However consistent it is, you're going to see a mixture of stuff, and it's not going to feel good, and you're going to question yourself. But I don't really question this anymore. It happens. Often enough for me. Hopefully for you guys as well if you're trying it. But we'll leave it there for tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed watching right now, later on, whenever it is. Have a good one. Have a good time playing Dinosaurs. Don't forget to take a bite out of that like button. And I'll see you next time. Peace. Sleep good.